Good morning, it's Monday. Thought I would give you a little update on the Scraproom progress, and I'm trying this on my iPod, so I feel like I don't know where to look, so if I look like I'm looking in space, that may be why, but I'm going to switch around in just a sec anyway, and just give you a little peek at where I'm at with the Scraproom, so you don't think I'm forgetting about it. I've definitely been working on it, but it doesn't really look like it unless you delve deep. So let me just show you where I'm at. So you can continue to follow along in my journey, and we'll go from there. We'll just make this kind of short and sweet. So I'm going to try flipping us around for a minute, so hold on just a second. Okay, this is my mess. I was just sitting right here. This is where I work. Computer, must have coffee, that kind of thing. That whole area is going to totally be moved in my room makeover. Let me see if I can come over this way and give you a bigger view of the room so you get an idea where we're at. But anyway, this is my gigantic mess right now. As you can imagine, I'm finding it hard to get much work done, and I am definitely not getting anything related to scrapbooking done, simply because I can't work in this kind of environment. But the reason for the mess is because I know I'm making changes and I'm in the collecting and preparing process. So just to give you an idea, this whole area here, my kids tend to take over this corner of the room. That I'm hoping will not be here when I'm done. All of this is going to look different. This is all stuff that is going to end up living in my new storage space that I will be working on, which is what these boxes are all about. I mentioned a couple weeks ago I picked up some sale items. One was these sets of file cabinets, and I finally got them all put together. I just finished this last one last night. This one's a little different. It's just your standard cabinet with a file drawer like this. And then there's three that are matching but just single units like that. And those are all going to become part of a wall unit and workstation area. And still working some details out. You're going to learn how I approach these processes. I definitely don't have a big master plan all perfect before I start. I have ideas and general things, but really I'm one of those that figures it out as I go, and the best way to get started is to just jump in. Otherwise I would never do it. In these boxes, the only thing I've bought brand new, not on sale so far, I invested in some cubes, some modular shelving, and in those boxes there's 13 various cubes that will need to be put together. Next time when I get my hand back, it's a little sore from running the screwdriver on all of those lovely units. Some yard sale finds I had mentioned. This lovely piece of metal unit here, these drawers, is actually something I got for free outside of a yard sale. That is something I'm going to probably be incorporating into my efforts to organize through the Library of Memories class that I'm taking from Stacy Julian right now. This weekend I picked up this lovely little thing that I may or may not use and turn into something lovely. Little chalkboard thingy-majiggy. This is actually a jewelry cabinet. Will not be used for that. I'm debating about some ideas for that. It may end up becoming part of my kitchen project, which I'll give you a peek at also. But it's going to be turned into something else if it's used at all. And then these are just some little doodads and whatnots that I've picked up at yard sales. You know, I know it looks like kitchen stuff, except for these cameras here. But they all, you may see them in the design later, or you may not. But they're cheap, and I liked something about each one. So those are waiting for me to play with if I choose. Also, I had shown a picture. I got my lovely girl's laundry here. This is it's actually a a frame that has mirrors in it at the moment, and it has shutters. And I'm envisioning changing that around, doing some other things, probably taking the mirrors out, maybe add some cork, or not using it at all. Like I said, I like to have lots of ideas and tools and options. So, and then I just see where it takes me. Also, some things I picked up this weekend, 4 nice big shutters that I also have some ideas about and may or may not use in this project. You can see why my husband thinks I'm crazy and why I have a big old storage room in the basement, because I have to have somewhere to put all this stuff. Anyway, this is my room at the moment. It will look totally different when I finally get to it. Back under here, this is all memorabilia. That whole entire pile is various kinds of memorabilia. Down there, it's actually sorted by person in the family. It's one drawer for each of the kids, plus one for the family that I use to collect just memorabilia for a specific year, and then I empty it out at the end of the school year. At least that's what I'm supposed to do in my system. I didn't get around to doing that last year, so they're all crammed to the gills, and that's the stuff that should have gone in it this year. Yes. Baby books, photos, just lots of stuff that I'm hoping will find a much more organized and easier to access home by the time I'm done. And then this big plastic bin, there's a combination of things like picture frames and albums and supplies, as well as 2 more entire ones that are all my memorabilia from my 40+ years of life. Same story. Hoping to get it sorted, pared down a little bit, more usable, so that I can eventually work it into something that's easier to enjoy, not just have sitting in a drawer. All this lovely pile is the stuff that used to be over here. Now it's just waiting. It's waiting for me to get going. And if you're wondering why it's all just waiting, I've been collecting and I have it all. Plus I have the furniture that I had shared in a post earlier, still at the furniture store, the used furniture store. The owner there is nice enough to just let me leave it there till I'm ready for it, because I obviously have nowhere to put it. So that's waiting for me. And the entire project is actually kind of in stall mode at the moment, because my wonderful husband is taking all 4 of our kids, and you're going to see how messy my house is today. Part of it is, well, there's lots of reasons, but anyway, he's taking all 4 of my kids on a trip out of state starting tomorrow afternoon, so that, for a week, so that I can work on the ugliest room in our house. We bought this house about 7 years ago. It's almost 100 years old, and we have done, we being somewhat my husband, mostly me, because I tend to be a control freak about such things, and I love to redo spaces. So we have redone most of the house. For instance, here's my dining room. I've stripped about, with my mom's help, about 4 layers of wallpaper, and then re-wallpapered it, and added this corner unit, and added my own kind of homemade wainscoting. We redid the floors, we redid everything about this room, top to bottom. And I've done that with almost every room in the house except the kitchen. And we have not touched the kitchen. This is almost exactly the way it looked when we bought the house 7 years ago. We added that clunky dishwasher, and we took a few things off the walls. There was actually burlap feed bags stapled or nailed to the wall there. But as you can see, it's a mess. We've not done anything, and we've got the ugliest countertops in history. I've redone lots of countertops in my life, but there is not a single tutorial anywhere that I can find that tells you how to deal with this cheaply and easily. You pretty much have to replace it, and that has not been in the budget, because eventually we want to actually do a addition to the house, and this would be where we would do it. So whatever we do, we want to keep it relatively cheap. It's somewhat short term. But this room obviously needs help. It is gross. So back to my whole point was that while my husband and kids are gone this week, this is what I'm going to be focusing on. I've got lots of plans in store for this room. I will show you, if I remember, what it looks like when I'm finished. They will be leaving tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and they will be home next Monday. And during that time, they're expecting some serious magic to happen in here. And so that's where I'm at. And until I do that, until I get this room tackled, after I've been waiting and waiting, and my husband went to the effort to figure out how to be gone for a week, I haven't felt right in doing my scrap room until this is done. So we'll get this done, then I will get back on track in the scrap room, and if something magically works and the stars are lined right and I actually have extra time this week before they come back, I may even get to work on my scrap room this week. But I'm not holding my breath, because if you saw the list of the things I plan to do, you would think I was nuts. Anyway, that's where I'm at. If the blog is a little bit quieter this week, you will understand why, because I'm probably buried under linoleum or something in the kitchen, or buried alive in my growing pile in here, and hopefully that will be short term and I can be showing you some real visible progress very soon. With that, have a great Monday, enjoy your day and your week, and I look forward to sharing updates after I have some work done. Talk to you later.